Hey there, Meg's here. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all well. I want to say hi to everyone first of all, and if you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I know there's some fresh faces around here. A couple of the ladies that I sold some things to have channels of their own, and they were so gracious making unboxing videos and supporting me by telling their subbies about my channel and asking them to support me. And wow, I am just humbled. I'm grateful. And wow, just acts of kindness like that never cease to amaze me. So, with all of my heart, I just want to thank you. And yeah, I guess I'm kind of at a loss for words. I'm not good with thank yous, I don't think. But just know that it means so much to me. And if you are new and coming from either Leslie's channel or Pam's channel, or just you found me on here, I want to say hi and thank you so much for the support and for joining me. So we are doing my room in phases, as you know, because I'm not really making any other videos right now until this is done. And oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I have one more message. Miss Christine Burke, if you are watching this, honey, I am really, really sad because I haven't got to send your package out yet. And I know you had to wait for your Christmas journal last month when you purchased it because of the holidays. And I really wanted to get your stuff out to you immediately, but you didn't send me your address, sweetheart. And I don't save old addresses. So I didn't have your address, and I've been trying to email you. So if you could just shoot me an email, I can get that to you today, which is Wednesday. I can go to the post. It's been ready for a couple of days, and then you can get it by Saturday. But if you don't get it to me today, you probably won't get it till next week, and I feel very awful about that. But I have sent you a couple emails, sweetie. So that's all. Thank you very much. So let's move on. So of course, you guys, if you've been watching in the last video, I told you guys I was going to, do my fabrics, put them away, and then just keep my trims and laces onto the side and do it little by little while I'm cleaning everything out. You know, every time I say something out loud, I do the opposite. I don't know what that's about. But can you believe in just 3 sessions, I got every single lace and trim done, and that's what I'm going to show you. I still have fabrics. Those are all my fabrics, and it continues under there to do, but I feel like that's going to be a breeze compared to this. Now, I was asked to show all of my trims and laces and goodies, like by 4 or 5 people in my pen pal, like people that I message and stuff. And I hesitated because I thought, I do love watching people show their stuff. I really do. That's just a personal thing. I think it's fun. But I don't want to make anybody feel bad. You know, like sometimes I do watch people's craft room videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, mine's not going to be cute like that. And I start feeling bad about myself a little bit. But just know I did come to the decision to show you guys because of the hard work I put in. But I don't want this to seem like I'm showy or like, look at how much I have, because, this has been years worth of purchasing, and I know a lot of people have more than me, but I do have a lot, and I'm blessed. And, a lot of this stuff was just purchased, at warehouses, really cheap. I've been giving Happy Meals. I've been collecting and doing this very slowly for years. So even before I did junk journals, I did mixed media, and I used laces and trims on some of my canvases, and I also had art journaling that I did, and so it's just been years that I've been collecting this stuff. So with that being said, there's other things I want to tell you as well. I know it's kind of a long intro, I'm sorry, but I want to cover everything. So I really wanted to put everything, and I plan on it in the future, eventually getting everything on wooden dowels, big wooden, or not wooden dowels, I'm sorry, wooden spools, because I think they're cute. I just think they look so cute, especially in the clear cases, drawers. You can see how just classy and adorable they look. I love it. I think it's so cute, and also it saves on space. But they are kind of pricey, number one. That's one con to it. So I was able to get all my wooden dowels. I had a ton, but I did purchase a lot lately using Joann's had this, I almost said wicked awesome sale. they had a really cool sale, and I was able to use my 50% off coupon 4 times. They let me do 2 purchases and use it twice with each purchase. So I got to buy 4 packs that were half off with an additional 20% off. So that was amazing. So I did get a lot of little wooden dolls the last few days. And I was able to purchase them from people that have bought stuff from me. So thank you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. So anyways, but I do have things on little wooden dolls. I also have some things wrapped around pieces of cardboard. I also have things on their original spool. So it's kind of a mix. And I spent, let's see, how many hours? Somebody told me to tell you guys. They wanted to know how long it took me. 3 days worth of work. Last night I worked on it when the kids were in bed for over 5 hours. So I'm going to say probably around 15 hours worth of work. I know, that's so crazy. But imagine taking each one of your trims, taking it off of its original, and spinning it around a wooden dowel. A couple of them I didn't like the one they were on, so I took them off again. You know, it was such a process. Then I had to go through and I color coordinated everything. And I was going to do it by like trims and then laces, and I'm like, no, I'm going to do it by color, and I'm so glad I did. So that's one thing that you might want to keep in mind if you are organizing. I did do colors, and I switched up the drawers a little bit, and a couple of them still have work to do, and I'll show you drawer by drawer. But let's just look at the empties here. So I emptied, this was filled and spilling over. This is a big boy. This is one of the biggest containers you can get. This was spilling over. Okay, yeah, I can't even. There's also a wooden box over there that was filled, and then this pink one over here was filled. So I emptied all of those. I know, look at the mess still, you guys. It's crazy. But this, as crazy as it looks, it's going to be the easiest. I mean, this was the hurdle I had to get over. And let me tell you guys, if you are stuck, you know, and if you saw my crazy pile of this, you probably felt a little bit of what I felt, which was total horror, anxiety, and just, I mean, it's been there forever, for a long time, months. And I'm telling you that once I started, wouldn't go as far as relaxing, but it wasn't bad. Yeah, it took a long time, but once you have a plan in place, and for me, I made a list, and I just jotted down in my terrible handwriting, you know, I have this many drawers, which is 12 drawers. I'm going to do it in these colors. And then I started, first thing I did was I separated them into different areas. So I took out all these drawers and I just put blues and reds and, you know, separated all the colors. And I realized I don't have a lot of blues at all, which is crazy because I love blue. And so I was able to combine my blues with my greens. So that saved on space. And I did the same with grays. I only have like 3 gray things, which is crazy. Out of hundreds of colors, I only have 3 grays. But I was able to mix the blacks and grays. I was able to mix, I only have a few yellows and oranges. I mixed those together. I put my tool together, and yeah, so let me just show you what I did here. And then I had these up here left. So these are just, you know, these spinny things that I had, and I almost threw them out because they're really cheaply made, and I don't really care for them. I hate these on them. I hate the spools on them, but I thought, you know what, these are cool spools and they look pretty. I know it's a little dark. I'm sorry, maybe I should open this window. But you know, I thought they looked cute on there, and it was, you know, kind of cool. I might change them up, but for now that's what it looks like. This one was broken. Like I said, they're not the best made, but yeah, so I just put those up there for decoration for now. I don't know if I really like them. But, and then these are my, you know, just a couple, there's some tulle and some of this stuff. So, this stuff, because I didn't know what it's called, gauze. So let's go drawer by drawer. I'm hoping you can see. And I'm one-handed because I don't have my, of course, I'm one-handed here, so I'll do my best. And these can come all the way out, so if I need them to. So this is my vintage, and the reason I decided to do vintage on its own is because most of my vintage is seam binding, and instead of just mixing the seam binding with all the rest, I decided to just keep it all in here. This is only vintage stuff. So these are my vintage laces and trims and seam bindings. So I didn't do them by color, but I did them by like, oh, my hand's already hurting. This is like little rickrack in the front, and then I went into bias tape, and then I went into lace seam binding, and then regular seam binding back here, just the regular stuff, and so on and so forth. And then I have these vintage trims here, and vintage laces. I don't have a lot of vintage lace, but you know, what I do have I really love. And then what I did, you know, these are my really old 50s laces. So I love those. And then what I did in the front was I pushed all my little spindlies, or I call them spindles, but they're spools, in the front because I just think they look so cute. I know I'm wobbly. Through the front of the drawer. Like, doesn't that just look so cute? I don't know, I just love it. Okay, so the second drawer is one of my bigger ones. This is white. So I originally had just white and creams mixed together, and it was just too much. So you'll see in the next one. The next one's cream. So I just put all my white, and this isn't vintage, so this bias tape, but I kept it in here because, you know, it's not vintage. I wanted to keep my vintage alone. Especially because I don't have a lot, so in case I'm looking for something vintage, I can find it. So this is just all the white stuff, and as you can see, it's not 100% organized, but this is good enough for me right now. And slowly, as I'm working, or if I have time and I'm sitting in the living room and I'm watching TV, whenever that happens, once a week maybe, I can, you know, if I have extra spools, which I do, I can just take some of these off and put them onto the wooden spools that I just love so much. And I know that doesn't really fit super good, but I just think it's cute. So, yeah, once again, that's just what I'm going for. Just practical. And again, it looks, I think, look at this little, I had tiny bits that I used these tiny spools for. I just think it's so adorable. And I also, another thing I did was I went and got small dressmaking pins, which are the small pins. So look at, if I used a regular size pin on this, it would be coming out to here and I would be poked. So I went and bought, you know, the tiny dressmaking pins with the little, you know, pearl on them, and that also looks cute with the matching pearls on all of them. That's just something I like, you know, little preference here, but also, it doesn't hurt your finger when you're pushing them in. It doesn't come out and poke you when you're rummaging around in the drawer, because I hated that. And let me tell you, if anything was already on a spindle and and it had a big pin in it, I took that pin out and replaced it. And I went through 300 dressmaking pins, you guys. 300. Isn't that crazy? And some stuff already had them in and were fine and they weren't pokey, so I left them. So I counted over 300 just by the pins. So that's just wild to me. So yeah, I did keep my other stuff in here, but let's move on. Then the next one is cream colored or off-white, and I think this one's peach now that I'm looking at it in the daylight, but when I was doing it at night it looked cream. I'm gonna have to look a little more. I'm not good with color sometimes. I think that is peach now that I'm looking at it. But anyways, yeah, so all my cream colors are in here, and I guess 2 peaches by accident. So these are my cream colors, and you can see they're just a little off-white as opposed to the stark white. And again, I don't care that they're not lined up. That doesn't bother me. I can totally see everything when I'm looking in here. This is one of my favorites. I have this in like every color, Simplicity, which is really expensive, but I didn't pay $8 for it. I probably paid like $3, but it's one of my favorites. I don't know, just really cute. I haven't used this one yet, but I love that one. Okay, so then, yep, and then I just pushed all my wooden ones in the front, so when the drawer is closed, you can see just how cute that looks, you know? And then we have our reds down here, and I mixed all shades of red. So we have like reds and maroon, burgundies. We have our, you know, purpley reds, our more blue reds, or not purpley reds, sorry, our blue reds and our, yeah, purpley reds. I was right. So yeah, just all of the reds. And then like this was going to be in my mixed, but it's predominantly red, so I put it in here. Now, I did not make a drawer full of my Halloween and Christmas. I actually have that all bagged up and put into a box with my Christmas and Halloween stuff. I just decided I only use them once a year, and yeah, I just didn't have the room. You know, I didn't have an extra drawer. Maybe in the future, if I have more drawers, I will be able to include them so they're not gone. But this is all of the yellows and peach and orange that I had, which, you know, is not too much here. But again, it's, you know, plenty. I don't use a lot of yellows, and now I have plenty of room. If I do, you know, make something with yellow, I can purchase more if I want. Yay! I'm a sick human being, you guys. I'm sick. But yeah, I did, you know, think, am I going to put this in the mixed drawer once again? But it's predominantly yellow. I know if I'm looking for something yellow, this is something I could use. So I decided to put that and also this one in here as well. And then down here we have our, this is tool. So these are all of my tools. And as you can tell, I have, you know, every color. I got the blacks, blues, there's green, I have golds, different shades of gold, reds, whites, and then all of my feathery boas. So I have lots of feather boas back there. Yeah. And then we'll go to the bottom part. And I have to hurry because I have to take my baby to the doctor's. So I'm just going to zoom through these. Now this is the bottom drawer, which is, this is all my scraps. So I decided instead of adding Christmas Halloween, I was going to put all my scraps in here. And I have them color coordinated. And this is where I left off. It was like 5 in the morning. I was really tired. So these are just my white scraps that weren't big enough to go on a spool. So even some of the spools that I have little short pieces on them if it could wrap around it. Just because I went through every one of those scraps, and if it could fit on a spool, I put it on a spool. These are my extra spools, and then we have different colors in here of scraps, but that's all the scraps I have, which is not bad. I mean, I had bags and bags, so I went through all of them, and just different things that just different scraps. So little scrap pieces that I didn't want to throw out, like something like that I could still use making, you know, little, you know, our little things that we make. And then I also am going to add, once I come across them in my fabrics, all of my pieces that I cut off with the the paper still on the back of them off of my swatches, my fabric swatches. I make fabric washi out of this, so I just leave them on and use it as this and put double-sided tape on it. And I think it's so cool. It adds texture. And so I will be adding those in here. And I'm going to clean this drawer out more. Like I said, it's not 100% done. So that drawer is going to be better when I'm done with it. This is my black and whites, black and golds, and grays. So as you can tell, I only have like 3 grays, like this beautiful eyelash trim that I love. And there's like a silver in here as well. Other than that, it's all black. There's black and whites, my 3, 4, 5, 6 black and whites. I also have my black and diamonds. And then, yeah, just all my wooden spools placed at the front, black and gold. And then we have my pinks, and I love this drawer. I don't have a lot of purples at all, so I added purple with pink. So we have pink, mauve, what else? Like, you know, deep pink, blush pinks, all the pinks. Again, with the wooden dowels in the front. We have our purples in here as well. I didn't put peaches in here. I added peaches to the orange and the yellow because I just thought I only have a couple peaches and it looked better. And then, yeah, and then the few purples I have are back here looking all pretty. And yeah, so I just love it. It looks so good. Now, again, not super organized, but it's fine. I can see everything. And that was my main goal, was to make sure when I open the drawer I can see every color. And even if I had to move a couple things. So let me stand up here. I'm on my knees. Okay, then this is my, I love this drawer. I love the colors. This is my blues, my greens, my turquoises. You know, like the ocean blue, the deep blues. And I only have a couple of different blues and turquoises and teals. Then we have like the pear colors. We have, I have like one dark green. It's so crazy when you think you have hundreds of colors or hundreds of, you know, trims and laces, and I'm like, wow, I have one dark green, which is like, right, no, two. It's funny. But this is like one of my only dark greens. Right there's a dark green. I have a lot of these kinds of trims, and the pretty leaves over here. Just really pretty. And again, I tried to put my wooden ones in the front. You know, a couple navy blues, maybe one or two. And yeah, so just all the blues and greens went together. And I just love that. It looks like a peacock in there. So that's all my blues and greens. And then we have, up here, we have our mixed colors and golds. So I did realize that I was gathering a lot of golds and I wanted to put it with my brown. But my brown drawer was getting kind of full, so I might switch it up. I might put this with my brown. I'm not sure yet, because sometimes I like to pair it with brown a lot, but I don't know. I'm not done with this drawer yet, but this is what it looks like. It's like my rainbow colors. Yeah, all of my rainbow colors are in here, my mixed. So like this isn't predominantly any color, it's just kind of mixed, so I put it in here. And then we have like our rainbows and our purples, mixed purples there. This kind of stuff. And this, I know, is Christmas, but it's really stretchy, and I can use each one on its own if I wanted to. Like I can use just red, I can use just white. So I did add this from my Christmas into here, which I need to actually respin that. And then I have like this stuff. Again, this is actually a Halloween one, but I thought that's something I might use on a different journal, so I added that. And then I also put like my diamond trims in here. And then again, like I said, all the golds, which are on this side, I tried to put them on their own side. So, and that's about it. And then the last one, trying to speed it up, is this. Now this drawer is all of my coffee dyed, my avocado dyed, and browns, and, you know, really deep beiges, stuff like that. Again, with the spindles in the front. And I'm going to call them spindles because that's what I like to say. The spools in the front. Yeah. So I just have these in here. Yeah, these are coffee dyed. Just really pretty browns, really pretty beiges that were more than off-white. This actually is off-white. I'm going to put that, or beige. I think I might put that in the, well, I don't know yet. Anyways, and then back here is like all coffee dyed. So yeah. Coffee dyed. So that's how I decided to organize my colors. I think it's going to work really well for me. It's all done. So now I can move on to phase, what are we at? Phase 4? Something like that? Which is going to be all of my fabrics. I'm just hoping that they all fit in that thing. If not, I'll have to put as many as I can in there, and then maybe a box or something over there. But yeah, that's it, you guys. I have to rush. I have to take a shower if I even have time now and get my baby to the doctor's. If you guys pray, please pray for him. He is very, very sick. He's been sick for a while, and I think he might have an ear infection. So we are headed to the doctor's again, and no fun. He's kept us up all night. So, thank you so much for joining me. And if you like this video, if you think that I've done a cool job with my trims and laces here, give me a shout out. Don't be afraid. And thumbs up is always welcome and awesome, and I'm grateful. And yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much. In the next video, I will be showing you most likely my fabrics and how that looks. So again, thank you everybody for joining me today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.